tell you about a podcast that's on the rise. Infinity equation, they cover everything in our eyes. From Marvel Legends to pure Transformers and G.I. Joe. If you're into action figures, this is the place to go.
Infinity equation, they know the equation for all the best action figures and collectibles every nation. From Hasbro to Nessie, they cover every nation. If you love figures, it's a perfect destination.
They have guests on the show, from designers to collectors.
How's it going?
They share their
Doing well. How you
insights
doing?
for all you figure protectors. They review the latest releases and talk about their features. From articulation to accessories, they are the true believers.
Infinity equation, they know the equation for all the best action figures and collectibles.
Ooh, it's gonna give me boogieing every time. Like, Yes, how we do it over here. Welcome everybody, another edition and episode of Infinity Equation. Another Friday night. Hope you all having a great time. Hope you all had a great week. I was off last week because there's no guests last week. So we're back tonight with a guest who's been on here before. Dear to my heart. Sweet gentleman. Awesome dude. Glad I got to meet him last year at Fan Expo. We're going to bring him on right now. Nice and early. Hardest working man in comics.
Why, hello. Hello. Listen, I was vibing to that theme music, bro. You don't have to send me that link, bro. I just need that on a playlist. This will get you up in the morning. Hey,
every time I'm like, oh, baby. You know, just for fun, we'll do it again.
Yeah, do it again.
Yeah. Let me tell you about a podcast that's on the rise. Infinity equation, they cover everything in our eyes. From Marvel Legends to pure Transformers and G.I. Joe. If you're into action figures, this is the place to go.
Infinity equation, they know the equation for all the best action figures and collectibles every nation. From Hasbro to Nessie, they cover every nation. If you love figures, it's a perfect destination.
They have guests on the show, from designers to collectors.
How's it going?
They share their
Doing well. How you
insights
doing?
for all you figure protectors. They review the latest releases and talk about their features. From articulation to accessories, they are the true believers.
Infinity equation, they know the equation for all the best action figures and collectibles.
Man, come on. That's awesome. I done worked up a sweat dancing to that one. That was a great song.
Damn, I was like, oh man. When I put that together,
Yes,
I was like, this is it.
that's fantastic.
This is it.
That's fantastic.
I told my friend, I was like, I'll send this music to you. Let me know what you think about it. It's a theme song. He's like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
No, that's excellent. That's yes, I love it.
Woo.
Well, thank you for having me on. It's an absolute pleasure to be back on here, chatting it up with you. I'm ready. Like let's jump. Let's get in. Let's chop it.
Let's see who's hanging with us tonight. We got here Miss Don Machiciato.
Yay!
Tonight with the Mattel getting a DC license. We're gonna talk about that. Yes, that's great news for me. Great news. But wait, somebody wake up Dante and tell him to press play. We're here now. I'm on. I know you gotta get up early tomorrow, Bart. So
That's right.
we're on now for you. Mr. Rob Diaz up here trolling me with the AOA nonsense. You know I don't like it. You know I can't think AOA comments. Boo hoo. Striding says, hello everyone. What's going on? Don says, i.e. boogie time. Yes, indeed. Bart said, who's breaking out the cardboard and busting a move?
I got the cardboard. I got you. Say less.
What was it? Was Electric Boogaloo? No, it was Breaking.
Breaking. I'm Breaking 2 is Electric Boogaloo. So yes.
What's the other one? I'm trying to think of the name of it. Is the one where he was sweeping outside? He was dancing.
That's Breaking. That's the first one.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's Breaking. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, right. I already read your wild chat. Damien says, "Hey Dante, good to see you back. Thank you." Strand says, "Let's pour out a glass for DC McFarlane line. It's hard to be a DC's collector." Well, from what I understand, and from what Don was telling me, was said on 20 Rounds stream last night, he still has some rights to the DC license. So we don't know yet what's going to happen with Mattel. I'm hoping we get some more of these beautiful 6-inch figures from them, because they might actually do it right. Ty can draw and do Spawn, but DC, he just
I mean, I feel like he was trying to do something nostalgic, and while that's cool, it's not the best that he can do. He was like redoing somebody else's stuff, and that's not Todd. Todd is not he's not an aper. He's an innovator. So yeah.
I think what the problem was too is like you have Marvel, you have the Marvel Legends, you have other lines who have like very articulated figures. But he's like stuck in like this 90s-esque articulations, one size fits all. It's going to be 7 inches or nothing else. I'm like,
did he buy a manufacturer? Is that what it is? Like he bought a manufacturer that specializes in 7-inch figures, and he can't make anything else.
No, that's at this point. I don't think he can make anything else. I don't think he knows what other size. Like it's either 7 or above. That's it.
That's okay. All right.
There's nothing below 7. He's like,
I got you.
Like, look, I respect Todd as an artist.
Of course.
Respect him. But when it comes to figure making, that man's lost me.
He's not your favorite. Okay. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, I gotta ask you though, if you had to pick top 3 toy makers, who are they?
Companies or just individuals?
We'll say companies. No. Let's go individuals.
Oh man. Well, I have to go with a good friend of mine, Dave Bond.
Okay.
The original Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
Ooh. Heck, I'm trying to think of even if I know anybody else. Well, like I said, okay, I'll give Todd his props.
Okay.
On Spawn, just for making Spawn.
All right.
Maniac figures he did before. Those were great.
True.
Shoot. That's all I can think off the top of my head.
Okay.
Honestly.
All right.
I'll give those two.
That's not bad.
Bart says start a Soul Train line. Damien says different stroke vibes. Different strokes. Damien says, I just hope McFarlane continues the Batman 66 and movie stuff. No complaints about those. Now he can do that. I'm fine. He can do the movie stuff. That's cool. As long as he stays away from like the comic stuff. If it's separate like that, I'm totally fine with it. That's
fair.
Rob says I picked up Kid Pool Spider-Man issue 1. Which Spider-Man issue 1?
Is it a combo? Team up between them?
I think so.
Okay.
I just hate Paul. I hate what they're doing with Amazing Spider-Man at this point.
I'm sorry. Ultimate Spider-Man is winning on all levels.
Yes.
Right? So
it's sad when the Ultimate Universe is better than the regular 616 universe.
I mean, it's not the first time that's happened.
No.
So I mean, yeah. When it comes to people with a perspective, I think that's kind of what the industry needs right now, is not just someone that's getting on a run, but someone who wants to do something like worthwhile. And I wish that editorial was empowered to kind of clean the slate and go, we're only hiring people that have a dynamic pitch, and it's not about doing a big run. We want you to like low-key aim to change the game. Like you got to come in here and say something so off the top that we're like, we have to do that. If we don't do that, we're stupid. That's what the industry needs.
Well, they already did that, because we'll just jump into it. Marvel is going to kill off Silver Surfer.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't hear this. Where is this at? Is this rumor? Is this conjecture?
No, this is actual facts. They said it's going to be happening. I think it's June or July.
Is this in preparation for the new Fantastic Four movie? Are they clearing the deck for whatever? How do you? All right. There are certain sacred spaces that one should not mess, and Norrin Rad is one of them. Okay, like
I agree with you.
you can not have him be a Herald of Galactus. I'm fine with that, but to kill Silver Surfer, first of all, he doesn't show up enough to warrant that to be a major thing. Like,
I agree.
other than just an annoyance to longtime fans. Is it at least going to be a cosmic story crossover type thing, like Annihilation was, or something like that?
They didn't say yet. It just said that just expect him to die.
I don't like this. I don't like it at all.
I'm
No.
with you. I am
No.
so much.
Yeah. No, the last great change wasn't even like an ongoing piece, but when he became the worthy in the King Thanos storyline with Donny Cates,
Yes.
that was amazing. That he did something to become worthy enough to lift Mjolnir, like he did that on purpose. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Now
Now, Silver Surfer Black was good too. I did enjoy that.
that was great. That was great. That was
The first
absolutely
met
great.
Noel. Like that
Yeah.
was the first encounter of Noel.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
ooh.
I definitely enjoyed that too. The art was fantastic, psychedelic as all get out. But yeah, why? I'm trying to think in my writer's heart, what would I accept in that? And the only thing that I can think of would be like, I mean, it would be funny is if Galactus ate him. And I know that sounds silly, but like if something happened where Galactus was mortally wounded in some way, shape, or form, and the only way he could replenish his power was to eat Norrin. And like he uses machines or whatever, throws Norrin in it, or Norrin volunteers to replenish the power cosmic in Galactus. Like, I'll give you that, but anything, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I really, it's like I said, Marvel's doing a lot, and I forget where I read it at. There was a writer who was saying like now Marvel Comics is trying to like be more like the MCU now, where it should be the opposite, where MCU should be trying to be more like the comics, which I fully agree.
Yes.
I fully agree with that because there was some uproar about I forget what issue it was. You see, like I think it was it Gwenpool comic? I can't remember whose comic, but you see Wanda Maximoff in this like tube, but it's the MCU version. And people are like, oh no, like look, it's MCU.
She's still alive.
Right? Yeah. They're like, and they were like, no, it was just like the writers and the artists were like, no, it's just a little nod to it. Just doesn't mean like anything.
Gotcha.
But I guess as fans who, and maybe they're fans like who just got introduced from the movies to the comics. I think it's a good way to introduce them to comics, but you're going to have a lot of conjecture if you're doing stuff like that because they're going to it's going to cause like uproar, like, oh look, like she's still alive, so that means in the MCU they can bring her back. I'm like, whatever, Marvel's going to do whatever it's going to do for MCU stuff.
Of course. But I mean, at some point you gotta know that you are hurting longtime fans with that kind of activity. I think that's the biggest piece, though, is how do you justify an opportunity to do a character right in the mainstream media of movies and then take them off the board when it comes to the comics? Like this, everything should be like, if we're going to say that there's a correlation between what happens in the MCU and what happens in comics, the MCU should be a springboard for more comics. Like that's the way that should work. Is something amazing happens in the movies and they pick that thread up and they start making comics about that. That's the way that should work.
That'd be dope. So I can see that. Like that'd be, so you have your 616 universe, you have the Ultimate Universe, and then you have the MC Universe comics. Like, hey, this is what's been. That'd be great because then you'd be like, hey, okay, I can see what's been kind of happening in between here. Like, all right, so this, and they wouldn't have to do so many shows either. Like, all right, well, what's happening in White Vision? Oh, here's the
Exactly.
comic.
Here's the comic that explains it. Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Wow.
Now that will bring in more readers as well. They're like, hey, like we got some more subscriptions started picking up.
Exactly.
We got more readers now. We got the Ultimate Universe for those who love that. We got the 616 Universe for original readers, and then we got the MCU ones who love just the MCU movies. So we're giving you a whole thing of what you want all day.
Across the board.
Yeah.
Dante, I think you need to go ahead and apply for an editor's position. Make that happen, bro. Make that happen.
I would love that. I gotta get a whole pass a whole lot of them first. They're like, we too big high on the horse now. We want to
listen. Go ahead, start that rumble. Just work your way up. Just smash them out. Just be like, listen, pitch for pitch. I guarantee you, I'll pitch you better than you can pitch me. Boom, let's go. And
Kevin Feige. Hey,
you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You know, Kevin's just a robot anyway. That's what we saw.
I gotta say hi to my boy Johnny. What's going on, Johnny? How you doing, sir? We got a couple of comments. Damien says top 3 for me. Remembering is simply nostalgia value. Thundercats, Ultimates, Mattel MCU cartoon collection, and Hasbro for GI Joe.
It's a good toy lineup. It's a good toy lineup.
Rob said I got it wrong. It was Kidpool and Spider Boy team up. Strand says so they're killing the OG Surfer to promote his female counterpart. Bart says, why can't Silver Surfer die by losing his powers and he goes back to being Norman? Technically, Silver Surfer is dead at that point. That is true. Like, they could just drop him off at his planet. Like, look, I just need your power. We'll take your power. Go back to your family.
I appreciate all your service. You've been
that'd be kind of devastating because everybody probably be dead by this point in time because you don't forget about that whole
planet. I mean, but that would be an interesting storyline. Like, I would at least read it, you know, but I'm over the killing of characters for hype's sake. Definitely over that. Don't want none of that. If it's not a great story, I don't want it.
Yep. I'm with you. I am so with you. Shrine says, don't worry, Norman Rad will be back for the dead with new issue #1 come next year. That's very true.
I mean, comics is what it is.
That is very true. And that's what kind of stopped. I think a lot of it was, for me, like, I was loving Amazing Spider-Man all to the point where it started bringing like Miss Marvel into it, and it was like going back in time, lost Mary Jane, all this, and then they brought in Paul.
Oh, Paul.
He broke Spider-Man fans like there's no other tomorrow.
Indeed.
Like, oh, they had these kids. They're not even really his kids. What? Like,
I feel like this is almost to the level of finding out that Norman and Gwen had kids that grew up rapidly due to, you know, Norman's goblin serum or whatever. But the concept that Norman hooked up with Gwen, which made her cheat on Peter to do it, and she got pregnant and went away to have these kids, like, that's probably the closest thing to the vitriol that I've seen about the inclusion of Paul and his relationship with Mary Jane. It's yeah, I don't like it.
Worse, because they're really bring back Gwen from the dead.
That's also true.
And she's going to be Gwenpool. I'm like, okay, so everybody's going to be a Deadpool now.
Yep.
So
listen, he made $1 billion. They're like, pools for everybody. Everybody gets a pool.
I don't understand. Like, you bring somebody back from the dead, and now they're just going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to be assassinating people.
I got nothing. I
can't. I don't understand this. I don't understand any, like, who's making these choices? Like, hey, what if we bring back Gwen and she's an assassin? Do it. Write it up. I need a script by tomorrow.
They're pulling themes out of a hat. They're like separate themes, and they're blind pulling them out of the hat and challenging writers to do it. That's got to be it.
Like, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah,
it's mind-boggling. Like, it's bad when DC's beating you with their own alternate universe, with absolute universe.
I mean, That's one of those things. And don't get me wrong, like Gwenpool as a concept, I think is fun. But it's when you decide to actually make the Gwen Stacy return and become Gwenpool, that's the part where I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. The relevance of Gwen is too high.
So I have to bring this up. So
Ooh.
Robert, guess what? You're gonna get your good old happy AOA back because they're taking X-Men back to AOA.
What?
There's a title called AOA that they're bringing. Yo, ever since Jonathan Hickman left X-Men, it's been a downhill.
Wow. Wow.
X-Men has not been the same. It's like we're retreading back into where, what was it? When the Messiah Complex, all those storylines were good, and they just went, yeah, we're going back downhill. That's what happens. Like X-Men has like this one era of like greatness. Like, oh my goodness, like these X-Men comics are good. You tell everybody like, yo, go read X-Men. X-Men is great. Like, yo, it's deep story. It's what you want X-Men. And they're like, well, you know what? Thanks, John. We'll take it from here. Go ahead and do it. What? Everybody
reset.
Wait.
Back to basics. Back to basics.
Professor X is not happy anymore. Oh, good Lord. He barely walking. He just got his legs back. Why can't the man be happy for a hot second?
That's awful.
He just got his legs back. He ain't got to be hovering around. Got the helmet, Cerebro, like, hey yo.
I mean, listen, you had some amazing X-Men voice actors in your opening sequence here. So I got to ask you, if I'm trying to put you on here. I want Marvel to be paying attention to you. If you had to pitch a new version of the X-Men, who would be the core person that you build it around? Just if you could pick one core person, I want you to give it all away. But if you could build it around one core person, who would it be?
Ooh. Honestly, I know I'm probably gonna get flat for this. I'm still building around Cyclops.
Really?
So no, actually, no, it's all right. I take that back. I'll do Storm this time.
Okay.
I would do Storm because I think she's had the better book than anybody. She's been done more justice than anybody. And I think if she was to bring a team in, she would bring a team in that would know how to get the job done. She would like, all right. She ain't gonna be like Cyclops, like, chances are kind of high, maybe.
Right.
Now there was a time Cyclops was good, like, yo, X-Force, we need you to go take care of some business.
Wolverine,
you know what to do.
You know what to do. Go ahead, Logan.
Just tell me what's done.
Yeah. I don't even know how you did it. I don't even know. Nope, just get it done. Get it done.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say I would definitely go with Storm. I think where they showed her as a great leader.
Absolutely.
On Mars, beautiful. She was like, yo, when she fried Vulcan, I'm like, yo, like, okay.
I mean, I'm with it. I'm absolutely with it. In fact, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers myself. I have, especially during the Krakoan age, I started shipping Storm with Magneto.
Ooh.
I think the presence of them together has a level of regality, experience, and damn near godhood that other people would have to sit back and be like, hey, I'm not disrespecting either part of that. Like, there is no way I'm going to speak ill of either one of them. I can't. I literally cannot. And I think if that was the new relationship core of the X-Men, that would be a wild space. Very wild space.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that would be a tough couple.
I mean, we're talking planetary powers, and it doesn't have to be Earth-based planetary. They proved that multiple times during the Krakoan age. Like truthfully, and I think that's something I think would have built their relationship is, the experience and the traumas that they both have experienced off world would be like, you know what? No one can understand what we are but each other. Like, I mean, Magneto, he had his heart pulled out and used his powers to keep himself alive. That's tough.
Yeah, you know what? I can't disagree with you on that one. That is a good one. That is good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, goodness.
But if I was gonna redo the X-Men, I would, after the Krakoan age, I would honestly have all the core regular X-Men disappear for a while. And the people that I would prop up to be the new X-Men, the Morlocks. I would go for the ugly ones and let them be the X-Men for a while.
See, I'd probably go with like a built team of like almost Generation Next.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Like,
yeah,
they would be the younger ones that they were in the classes. Like, okay, our teachers are going. All right, we got to start with the X-Men. But it'd be a different core team. Like, you still have Chamber there, but it'd be Chamber, Jubilee.
You got Sync in there.
I would give Sync.
Okay.
What's his name? With the glasses. Smart. He's always a smart ass. I can't remember his name now.
You said with glasses?
He's a psychic too.
Quentin Quire.
Yes.
I
would have him on there. I would go with White Queen still. And then Emma Frost on there. I'm trying to think of who else, like, because Colossus kind of fell off. He became that nice guy. He started becoming like, nah. And I'll keep Beast, even though he turned. Yo, I'll keep my boy Beast.
Got you.
And then for like a heavy hitter, I'll keep Wolverine.
Okay.
He survives everything at this point.
Yeah. I like that. I think, you saying Beast, I think that's the X-Man that I would build the Morlocks franchise around, because he's somebody that has messed with his own, presentation and change so much that he has mutated to a point where he is not human. And I think he would be the rally point around the Morlocks. Like, Beast finds out that the Morlocks have held him up in some weird sort of way, and they're like, nah, we want to follow you. And he's like, all right.
Yeah, that could work too. Like, I could definitely see the Morlocks. They would work from underground. Yeah, I could see them as an underground, like, X-Men team. Go take care of some business.
Yeah. Like, it's the whole Morlocks team, and they are united by X or whatever. And you know what? Have we ever had a storyline where there are multiple groups that are deciding to become the X-Men and they have to fight over it? Like Battle of the Cowl for Batman. Has there ever been like a battle for who actually gets to be called the X-Men?
Not really. I mean, we've only had the Krakoa era where everybody voted to be on a team, who they wanted on the X-Men team, but that was really about it.
I think that would be an interesting thing too.
That would.
An XVX sort of situation where they're trying to figure out who gets to be the X-Men.
Woo! Gather your mutants. It's time.
Yeah. Now I will say this. If that was the basis of this Age of Apocalypse joke, you have my attention. If Apocalypse is like, you know what? After the Age of Krakoa and all these different mutants are out here, we're going to compete to be the X-Men now. And I'm going to force you. I'm going to get everybody together. I'm going to force you to fight. And whoever gets left out, or whoever's left, you get to be the X-Men. Everybody else, no.
You know what? I would do this. Apocalypse is the new leader of the X-Men. But they fight out on his team. So my man rode it. When he rode into Krakoa with that suit, I was like, yo.
Come on now. It was tough. I was
like, blue man put on some clothes.
I'm just saying. Can you imagine? Okay, listen. Marvel, y'all, I hope y'all are listening. All right, so you have Apocalypse be the head, right? But the way he does the Horsemen, each of the Horsemen represents a team faction. So his X-Force would be war or death or whatever. Like, that's what he does when he puts somebody at that position of his Horsemen. They have a team, and that's their function for the X-Men cause. That would be crazy.
Yeah, let's sign us up. We're free.
Come on, man. Let's go.
We can do
we
this.
Out here, man. We're just talking. But I'm telling you, that would sell 100,000 units. Like, let's go.
What's going on, Art? How you doing? We got some comments here. Rob says, I hate that. I have the entire Gwenpool run. I love that comic. I didn't really enjoy that. The other Gwenpool
Fair.
It's just,
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, I did read that one. Rob says Cyclops is more white meat baby face than John Cena. I'll pass.
That's cold. That's cold.
Stress says
Respect
Storm is a good choice, but I would pick Jubilee to raise the character's profile.
Mm-hmm.
I would make Jubilee more serious and like more grown up ish if she
Yeah.
was on the X-Men team. So she wouldn't be like that kid anymore. Like
Right.
she used to.
I like that. I like that.
Don says, crazy you mentioned that. Last month, I thought of taking a toy photo of Storm and Magneto as a couple. Just think of a good setting out of the dials I have. Just couldn't think of a good setting out of the dials I have. There you
Come
go.
on. Come on. I'm just saying, like that.
Exactly.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
You know what's funny about this, too? They are starting a team together. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I just did it today. I'm like,
Wow.
are you serious? Like, you're just
Wow.
reaching for comic titles now.
Listen, that's what made X-Force so good under Rick Remender. Was the hitters, the killers that Wolverine had, Deadpool being one of them. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
But like Deadpool, you can overdose on Deadpool. Like you can have too much.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing is Deadpool is best, honestly, when he comes in off the side and does his thing and then goes right back to the side. I think that's the true value of Deadpool. So
Stress and Storm Magneto would be scandal. Be very
yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. I mean, it would. I would love it.
No, wait, Wilson. We had the X-Men versus X-Men with Cyclops and Wolverine and Schism for a minute.
Yeah, but that was just between the two of them.
Yeah,
it wasn't enough people. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, would Schism have gone down that way if not for the built-up relationship between Scott and Logan? What if Storm had shown up? Would Schism have worked that way? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So, that's just kind of my thought.
A comic book art I like to see more of today is Arcade. They need more stories with him. I guess Arcade was cool. Like I really didn't know if he was an X-Men villain or a Spider-Man villain. I was so confused sometimes. Like
a little bit of both. A little bit of both. Yeah. No, I think it would be interesting to see Arcade take more of a stance on social media and the games that he can play like that. That would be kind of interesting. But that's a good lineup. That's a good lineup.
This one was good, Rob. Yeah, I'll give you that one. This one was good.
Mm-hmm.
That first initiation, X-Force with them on it, and then it turned to Archangel. And still to this day, Archie's like, "What do you feed me? Oh, it's just pieces of me."
He's been cutting off pieces of his arm. He's like, "It's better if you don't know. Just eat it. Just eat it." Like that was great. Like it was clever. It was the most Deadpool thing to do, and it was helpful all at the same time. Like it was great. I love that moment.
Turn Archangel into a cannibal.
Yep. I mean, and what I would have loved is if that started to help the turn of him into Apocalypse. I don't know if they connected those dots, but the idea of him tasting mutant flesh would be something where he's like, I kind of like that. Like,
or he would have started giving a speech, "The waves crush against me." Like, dang!
I am Apocalypse.
Yes. My boy would give like a full on like. You just look around like, are you giving a speech to everybody?
Are you sermonizing right now? Not even monologuing. You are sermonizing, sir.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
A full bit in here for you? Yeah, you're going to the heart of these people.
That's funny. That's funny.
All right, so it is Black History Month, so I am celebrating it. It's the last day.
That's right.
We got Victor here. It would not be Black History Month. We didn't talk about Captain America: Brave New World.
Let's go.
So, I did like it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it for what it was.
You
can tell there was pieces that were cut out.
Definitely.
There were some things you could have left out or redid to make it better. But I still stand against. You don't always need a test audience for everything.
I agree with that. Or you need to be a little bit more judicious about who your test audiences are.
Exactly.
I've always wondered that. Like, even back when 2014, when they did the big announcement of the slate, the rest of the Infinity Saga slate at the El Capitan Theater in LA, who did they invite? Like, because every person that they invited was locked in and understood the assignment of what they were about to see. And I can't say that like that same pool is who Marvel Studios is pulling from to really get a reaction for what their movies are doing. And I don't know why. Like, I mean, it's a couple hundred people, but those are your people. You put up words on a screen, and I still watch this video to this day. You put up words on the screen, and people lost their minds. You're telling me that same audience can't understand or vibe with you on the context of these movies? Hogwash. They would be the ones that you capture them. You've got everybody.
So what are your thoughts on Captain America?
So it was a good movie, right? It was entertaining at the very least. Yeah. Now, me as a writer, obviously I came out playing Monday morning quarterback and started thinking what I would have done.
Exactly. Yeah,
I did. I definitely did. So here's my pitch based on what I saw, right? And the thing about it is there's a couple of caveats that I got to make. So in my moderating career, I have worked with Giancarlo Esposito multiple times. I call him Uncle G. So I have an affinity for him, right? Without question. And not just because of that, but because the man is a very talented actor. I wanted more of him. Like, let me just be honest about that. So here's my framework. Sam is given, he's got the mantle of Captain America. However, his intentionality is to rebuild S.H.I.E.L.D. He doesn't want to do the Avengers, not without S.H.I.E.L.D. as a framework, because that's the way he looks at it. He's like, I want to rebuild S.H.I.E.L.D. And no, I'm not going to be the head of it. I will be, a key component. The person who should be the head is Isaiah Bradley. One, we owe this man, number one. Yeah. Number two, when it comes to insight and know-how and experience, he is top notch. Like, it might have been decades, but that man can still hold his own. Don't get it twisted. Don't get your face punched. Yep. So he would that would be the goal, is for him to prop up Isaiah as the new head of S.H.I.E.L.D. He would go to recruit Clint, and Hawkeye would say, no, I will consult initially, but I don't want to do this. I am retired. I'm done. But let me tell you this, though. I think you're on the right path, because there is something out there, and it's kind of my fault that you need to address. And what that would be is the Serpent Society. The Serpent Society, in my head, is created because of Hawkeye during in-game times. When Hawkeye was going around hunting down different criminal organizations, what the Serpent Society does is they come up and they're like, hey, we have access to enhanced people that might be a little bit loose on their morals, and we will let you hire them to protect you and your assets against someone like Ronan. And so that's what the Serpent Society does. They have a whole pool of people that they can pull from with powers. And it's a great way to throw like a, criminal of the week type joint. And the hook of it is, how does the Serpent Society control these bad guys? Well, the leader has created a form of mind control, and that's how they're doing it. So you'll get these people that pop up that would never, ever work with these folks. But because of the leader's tech and where it's hypnotizing people for a time, that's how they're able to control them. So we still have the Serpent Society. We still have the leader, but we're also including S.H.I.E.L.D. The piece of the resistance is, because of the connection between Ross and the leader, he still aims to make him the Red Hulk. That is the key prize that the Serpent Society is trying to bid out for, is who actually is going to get this particular bad guy that no one knows who it is. No one's seen him. No one understands. Even he doesn't know that he is this threat. And not only is he a Red Hulk, he's actually the leader of the free world. Like, it's a multi-level, ooh, damn, how did this work? We would get some throwbacks to Falcon and the Winter Soldier with calls about the Power Broker. The Power Broker would be a big behind-the-scenes player trying to figure out what to do, and we would just kind of tie all these things together to set the stage for what the future of the MCU would be. It would be essentially a soft reboot without having to restart anything, but just that level of soft reboot. So the core is Sam is trying to restart S.H.I.E.L.D. He does it. When he goes to Clint's like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore, but it's a good thing that you're doing it because of me, there's this new organization called the Serpent Society that you need to watch out for because I think they are like protecting bad organizations. And I can just imagine the speech that Giancarlo gives as Sidewinder when, like Sam is like, how could you do this? And he's like, how can I? S.H.I.E.L.D. was infiltrated by Hydra so long ago. Can you say that it was S.H.I.E.L.D. who's responsible for the creation of the Avengers, or was it Hydra? And if you can't say which one, how do we know that an organization like AIM won't actually do something that's great for mankind if they're given the chance to get there? Y'all try to stop them before they get a chance to get there. I'm just trying to even the playing field to see where they're going to go. Maybe they will have the answer, and you just can't deal with it because it's not you. Like, that's a psychological move. That's a boom, boom, boom. That's what I wanted.
See, I played it a little bit different.
Talk to me.
So I was like, okay, cool. Now I like what this one piece is person. I forget who said it, but they were like, show the reason why Isaiah Bradley was mad at Thaddeus Ross. So that will be your opening. Black and white, young Bradley, just like, all right, cool. Ross is like a young Ross. He's like, hey, this is what you do, and like put him in jail. Then we come to modern day. Cap's working for the president at this point. But the reason why you have the Serpent Society is because they are working with the leader. They know who they're working with. And he gives them a dose. And they're like this high black ops team that, they send out to do the dirtiest of dirty work. But he juiced them up.
Right.
Some venom. And each of them just has like a snake tongue and snake eyes. So you don't have to really dig into like deep, like, yo, okay, this is like who Copperhead is, and
right.
You don't have to do that. You just do what they have. Their tongue turns into like a snake tongue, and their eyes are like snake eyes. There you go. Now they're working for him. So in that case, Ross, not knowing about like all these terrorist attacks, says, okay, he goes back to the scientist who gave Emil Blonsky the serum shot.
Okay.
He's like, hey, do we still have that Hawk blood left? Go there and juice me up with it. I need to make sure that we don't have another attack that I can't prevent. So there you have your Serpent Society working for a leader. You have Thaddeus like talking about. Now I do like the idea where I I would go with Ross talking about we need to reestablish S.H.I.E.L.D. But Sam's like, no, that's great and all, but we need the Avengers more to show that, hey, somebody's always there to watch over.
Somebody's always there to protect. Exactly. Absolutely.
And that's where they start kind of butting heads. Then you kind of have it like where, because I felt like with the movie, I'm like, all right, why are these people like going like crazy? You had the leader in this protective cell, but where's he getting all this electronic gizmos from? Right. Like it had to be somewhere where he uses the Serpent Society to bring him stuff. I'm like, okay, I need this, so I can start controlling people. Right. Then you like when you go back and see, like, okay, so he had all these instruments to control people. It would make more sense than what they had done. It was like, oh, he was just in this like cell, and it's like, yeah, he was kind of doing whatever he wanted,
tinkering with stuff, you know.
And because when they found the lab, I'm like, I see vials and some I don't see like, where is he mind controlling people?
What is this coming from? Where is it coming from?
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like if they did that way, like start with Isaiah Bradley, like he hates Thaddeus Ross, then you have Serpent Society knowing they're working with the leader. Then you wouldn't have to cut out so much, and then you just wouldn't have Giancarlo by himself. Right. Which didn't make any sense. It's like you have one person who just has this vendetta. It would be a whole team.
Right. I mean, I guess like the way that it plays when Sam first shows up to get back the adamantium, which I would have nixed completely. I didn't need that part of the story at all.
Yeah.
Those guys that he was fighting, those henchmen, were the Serpent Society. It did not give that intention or that feel or effect. So I was very disappointed by that part. I'm not gonna lie, like I would have made certain things a little bit more cameo centric. So like the after credit scenes, or maybe the exact end of the movie when maybe Ross is back in the raft. When Betsy comes to visit him, she's escorted by Jennifer Walters. Like that to me is a nice little hat nod of, yes, we got a Hulk on Hulk situation, but she's also a lawyer. So it works that she is trying to, do what she can to make the argument of why he should or should not be there. Sir, I'm telling, like, I think she would have taken that case pro bono. Like, what happened to you? You're a victim more so than a perpetrator. And it would be great to see, Ross's Hulk hate so hard where he's like, no, I deserve to be here. She's like, you didn't even aim to be a Hulk. Like, dude did that to you. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, nah. Like, I'm a monster. I deserve to be here. And make that argument. And maybe even Bruce shows up and is like, look, we have ways to help control this. Like, let me help you. And Ross is like, nah, bro, like, get out of here. I don't like none of y'all.
Yeah.
I would love that level of interconnectivity throughout the new MCU's framework. Not just because it did have a lot of things that were basically a sequel to Incredible Hulk, which was great. Yeah. But I want to get a couple more things that are happening right now in the MCU that they can play around with and go, all of this is connected, all of it, and there's a great way to use it. So
to add on to that,
let's go.
After that, they cut to like a cold area. You see snow and you see this lab. Like, yo, we got the animanium. We can start, Professor. We can start the weapon program. And it's cut to black after that.
Weapon Plus is back. Weapon Plus is back. Listen, all you would have to do is have somebody say, okay, now what do you want to do with this material? And they show a skeleton, and we would just lose our minds. They don't even have to say nothing. That would be okay. That right there, what you just did, is the equivalent of 2012 end credit of Avengers, where Thanos turns around and smiles, says nothing, and every fanboy in the theater went ape because we knew exactly what that was.
Yep.
We knew what that was. And anybody else is like, I don't get it. Don't even worry. Don't even worry about
it. We're gonna get it.
You will get it. Just that's all you need is just to see you. Now, what do you think we can do with this? And all you see is like, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. And they walk by and you just see an X-ray of a skeleton.
Or even better. You see like crowd tubes but glass. You just frost it over. And you just see Creed, Logan. Oh no, just say Howard. Just Creed and Howard.
Yes. Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. I would have actually had Sabretooth be one of the henchmen that they hired out through the Serpent Society. He would have been one of them because, and I wouldn't even have told nobody that we were doing it. It just would have been like, here's a situation, and this tall dude shows up, and every time they try to buck at him, he starts healing, and they're like, "What is this? Like, wait a minute, what is this?" That's. I mean, these are the little things. These are the little things.
Yeah. But
have fun
with things like this, it's like it felt like Cap Ford was missing pieces. And I know they cut Seth Rollins' part out like completely, but it's like I want to see what it looked like before you cut all this out.
Same.
And like what the test.
Wait. Was Seth Sidewinder? Because I thought they replaced him with Giancarlo.
No, he was supposed to be on the Serpent Society team.
Okay.
He had a role on the team.
Yeah.
But they cut his part completely.
Cut it out completely. All right.
So it was just like, ugh, man, like the things you could have worked with there.
Missed opportunity.
Oh, Don says I think Seth was King Cobra.
Okay, okay. Now, I mean, truthfully, that's the framework that I was going off of in my rewrite. Is that it's essentially GI Joe versus Cobra.
Yeah.
So you have the reestablishing of Shield as GI Joe, and you have the Serpent Society be the Cobra counterpart. So that Sidewinder is essentially the evil Nick Fury, and that would be, I would just love that. I would absolutely adore that.
Rob, don't you start. Look, Rob, we're not doing this.
Popeye the Slayer, man.
Yes, it's an actual freaking movie. I don't.
I have heard of it. I have heard of it.
No, like, man, when those properties went out there for free use, everybody just went nuts. They're like, "Yo,
what's the wildest thing that I can do with these properties?" That's
Steamboat, Winnie the Pooh. I'm like, are you kidding me? Now,
nutty.
Wait until Superman Batman hit.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared of that one. I am scared of that one. That's gonna be crazy.
I think that's what, in 3 or 4 years.
Just a couple. Yeah.
I am horrified because I can only imagine what they'll do with Superman.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bart. It's been a couple weeks, Bart. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about what didn't happen, if that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bambi the Record.
Bambi the Reckoning. That's awful. That is awful.
No.
Mm.
No. If you do want to see a good movie, watch Companion. That was pretty good.
I have heard that. I have definitely heard that that's good.
And The Substance. The Substance was off the chain.
Okay. Was The Substance worth Wicked losing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I got you.
okay, I'll put it like this. Have you ever seen The Fly?
Yeah.
Okay. And you remember The Thing, right?
Oh yes. That level.
Match those two together, you got
Oh my god. Okay. I am game for all of that. Yes.
It is what you want, but it's like it does have like a modern day story of Hollywood, which you kind of like you see it play out in real life as well. And it's like, okay,
Right.
Yeah, I can see this happening.
Okay. I like it.
You know what, Bart? I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
That one I haven't seen yet, but I'm eager to watch it.
I just watched it this week.
Okay.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like I'm gonna go out of my way, and see this.
Got you.
It's like you who watch it at home, you're like, all right, I'm satisfied.
Okay.
When it comes on Peacock, and if you have Peacock, watch it then.
Watch it there. All right. I mean, because it's from the same writer, director, producer as Nobody, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think right now, like that's an interesting vibe or genre that they're creating of that super everyman that actually is a dangerous person. What I think is interesting. It's like a hyper version of what Die Hard was supposed to be, which is this guy who he's a cop, sure, but he's just a regular cop. Like it's not like he's some action star, or whatever, and he's just put in a crazy situation and has to figure out what to do. I think that's a very interesting genre that they've kind of built, where it's even less of a expected guy. Can you imagine if like Rick Moranis came back to acting and he was in a movie like that? Like I think that would be.
I don't know how I would act on that. I'm like, yo, Rick, I'm gonna get free, man.
Come on, I'm just saying.
This is a wrong movie to come back for.
We'll pitch that one. It's called Suddenly Seymour, and he comes back and it's just hardcore. Like it's Rick Moranis and he's all buff and old and tatted up, but you don't see it under his shirt until he like oh my god, what is happening right here? Yeah.
Oh, Don says, well, imagine when TMNT becomes public domain. Everybody's going to already have their hands in that pot. Just wait until there's no boundaries.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
It's
gonna be some dark times.
10 years when Batman has public domain is going to be great. No, it's not. No.
Honestly, if Batman and Superman become public domain, I can see that being the end of DC Comics.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that being the end of them.
That
was unfortunate.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
unfortunate.
right.
That shouldn't have happened.
Rick's like, I ain't coming outside. These people are nuts.
But no, you make it rip from the headlines, and it's that. Like, what happened was he happened to just be. He came out, he gets punched, and he's like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna go back to my old ways. I'm gonna go back to the old ways, and I'm gonna start killing people.
So you know what that kind of reminds me of? There's an episode of King of the Hill where Hank actually takes the guy's wallet and he's thinking it's his, and the guy sitting at home, he's like, nobody's gonna push me around anymore. He starts lifting the weights. And then they try to drop the wallet back off to him, and he smacks, like he chases them literally to a restaurant. It's a whole ordeal. But that's what I think. Like when I think of Rick Lance getting punched, like yo, he's sitting in the house like lifting weights, like nobody.
Just like no more, honey. I shrunk this. Like that's what I'm talking about. I might have to write that one.
That would be wild. Batman becomes and swoops in. Well, you know what? I ain't gotta worry about Ty because he can't get Spawn off the ground. So,
dang.
I mean, how long have you been waiting for Spawn? Jamie Foxx is gonna be old and decrepit to play Spawn at this point.
Unfortunately, that is very possible. That's very, very possible.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it.
I get it. Big shout out to the Todd father. He's trying. I'll give him, his credit. He's trying. He's doing some things. He's out here pushing.
He's not trying fast enough. That's the problem.
Got to feed the fans, man. Got to feed the fans.
But I did want to give a shout out to a good friend of the show, Ray Anthony Height. He launched Kickstarter Midnight Tiger Evo Chapter 1. I do have the first one. I have it up here. I thought I had it up here. But I had the first Kickstarter that he did, which was amazing. Midnight Tiger, great book. When it's launched, please go back it, help him out.
Absolutely.
He's a great, phenomenal writer, great artist as well. Like he's doing it all. I know he's currently working on he would have been here tonight, but he said he had to go. He's going to get stuff ready for Emerald Con.
Okay. I got you.
So
I've been a fan of his work. It's been so long. He's one of those artists that has just always been there in my zeitgeist. And I remember when I first found out he was Black. Like I didn't know that when I first saw his work. And I want to say this was like back in like the DeviantArt days. Oh wow! So God, that's taking it back. Jeez. I've absolutely been a fan of his stuff forever and a day, and it will be a great mark in my career to get to work with him one day. So I'm putting that out there. I'm going to make that happen. One day I will work with him. That's all right. Thank you.
I'll let him know. I'll let him like, yo, Rick,
thank
friend.
Be the producer. Put us together. That's all I'm saying.
All I want is like a one sketch of me and walking in there turning like.
No, listen. When we win the Eisner, we shout you out. Like, yeah. That's how we do that.
Dude, yeah. I put it together.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? When you write the intro to every book.
As long as y'all having the back of the book looking like this, like.
I mean, listen.
The book that you got.
The way my mind works, each book will have a theme song that you put together that you can scan a QR code, and we got a theme song. Listen, I'm all for this. I am all for this. Too funny.
I'm down with it.
Actually, let me sign up for that right now. Actually, let's see, Midnight Tiger Evo.
I don't want the book jacket, the back of the book jacket to be both of y'all in like smoking jackets, just for like.
That's how we do it. You know what I'm saying? Look like the best album cover of all time. That's what I'm talking about.
And just to buy, like, because I love like when they have like the pictures, like graphic novels,
right?
And they have like, pictures of the artist and the writer, and it's like just generic pictures, like.
Yeah, like we just doing stuff like.
Did you take this picture?
Like we were supposed to take a picture. Somebody called our name off camera. Huh?
Wait,
what?
Huh?
Take that all the way back. I love it.
Oh man. Let's see. Don says Ty would just make Batman figure solely to taunt me.
Rude. Not true, but just rude.
Anyone in the Space Zombies from Mars Kickstarter? I'm not. What Space Zombies are you talking about? Are you talking about the ones from TNT? Because they will be here next week on the show. If that's what you're
Nice.
talking about. Because their Kickstarter starts tomorrow, so
Dope, dope, dope.
they will be here next week on the show. That would be a 9 o'clock show, so later after the show.
I will have to make sure that I get you plugs for when we do our next Kickstarter
Definitely.
towards the end of the month. We're doing Kinder Readers, which is an early reader version of our Kindergardians comic book. So I'm super excited to bring that out and try to encourage reading. So I will definitely let you know when that's coming.
Please do.
Of course.
Rob says, assuming his public domain is in 2033.
That's sooner rather than later.
Yeah, the next thing you would know, it'll be here tomorrow.
Right.
Way things are going, like I can't even remember having last year halftime now.
Time just be moving on us.
Exactly. Let's go and talk about this. This is big news right now in the toy world. Mask is coming back from loyal subjects.
Wow.
This is wild. Today, loyal subjects officially revealed their new mask retro line to the world at a special event in New York City. One day before Toy Fair kicks off, the loyal subjects have license from Hasbro to completely reproduce the original line in all its glory, from vehicles to figures to packaging and more. We will update later with additional information, but now enjoy the personal fix.
No, that's nice. That's nice.
Let's see.
Mask is one of those shows that I was very much aware of, but I don't think I watched it. Like, I think the theme song was cool. Definitely remember the toy, but I didn't really watch the show because I think I chose things. Like it was like instead of Mask, I watched Jason the Road Warriors. Like that was the one that I did that was card based instead.
I remember it very rare. Like I kind of remember it. But I more remember having the toys themselves.
Yeah.
Because I had the one with like they used to have here the green motorcycle. I had that one, which turned into like a helicopter. It was like,
yeah. I mean, it was a genius move. I mean, essentially combining aspects of Transformers and G.I. Joe into one show. Genius.
But I think these are going to be 4 inches. I think they're going to be like the original, like they originally were back in the day.
That's cool. That's cool.
I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. It's going to be hard because I would love to collect this line, but it's just I'm trying to cut back.
That's not what this channel is for. It is not for conservation or cutting back, sir.
Look, I have to. Okay, we're going to talk about this too. But there's a dragon. There's a $550 dragon I need to get.
So what I'm hearing is that what your next goal is to find a storage facility that you can turn into a museum that you can charge people to come check out your toy collection. That's what I heard. That's what I heard, is that you are looking for a place that you can store your stuff to turn it into a museum that will then bring you income that helps pay for the next series of toys you're going to get. That's what I heard. I don't know. Maybe my headphones are messing up, but that's what I heard.
3D printing might help that. That's what I'm doing now. Is 3D printing stuff. I'm like, I need some extra funds right now. Like,
hey, I hear you on that one. I hear you on that one.
$550 is a lot for this dragon, but it's
worth
it. Awesome. When I showed it to you, like it, I've seen the prototype up in person.
Right.
It's about the size. It's bigger than a coffee table.
Wow.
It's very articulated. It's going to come with it has huge wings. It's
nice.
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful piece of work.
I'm just saying, like that's you do a product review. You take the purchase. You write that off on taxes because it's for the channel. It's for the channel. You're doing it for the people. It's not for you to have. It is you're doing your due diligence for everybody else.
That is true. I just seen this price point is collector base, $100 and down for wave 1. Okay. Oh, so it's $100 per whole wave. Okay. I was gonna say like if it's $100
per piece.
Yeah,
Oof.
I don't know.
That's well. Thank you guys. Appreciate that you're doing it, but no.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm. You might lose me on that one.
Gotcha.
And speaking of Toddy Mac, he's got the Mortal Kombat license.
Wow. I mean, You know what? Here's the thing that I would love for Todd to bring his Toddness to is not toys themselves, but the environments that they are positioned in. I think that's the thing that needs a new resurgence is not the specific toys or articulation, but to create better molds and models to put toys into so that you
Yeah.
get to create like diorama style, like, setups of them. And that's the thing that he puts the most focus into. Because I mean, his details are fantastic. Can you imagine if he does like a New York City battle scene or, a spaceway, whatever bridge or whatever? Like that would be super dope. And I wish we could see more stuff like that.
So a friend of mine did that. He actually did something to that effect. Let's see if I can slide out here without knocking anything down. But he made these
Yes.
buy separately and connect them all
See?
together. And that's thanks to High School Creations. Shout out to him for
That's
making
awesome.
These are awesome.
That's awesome. That's what I'm talking about. We need to see more innovations like that.
Let's see. It looks like the starting four are going to be Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Liu Kang, and Katana.
Okay. Katana is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Okay, Melina being in there is nice.
So I guess it's going to swap head because I hit the ball on that.
Yeah, that is. It's got to be a tuck under with the hair. The hair's probably come out to release the head because that's she's a little bald right there. That's wild.
Let's see. Don says, I'm pretty sure that Liu Kang is already a repaint of his MK11 Liu Kang.
Okay.
Bart said, I thought Todd already had MK, but Don says Todd previously only had a specific piece of MK.
Okay. See, and that's the other thing too is, all right, listen to me, Todd, because I know you're watching the show because you're a fan of the show. You should be a subscriber to the show. For this MK line, I mean, this is cool and all, but I think what you need to do is the Todd McFarlane fatality line where you are capturing like bus forms of fatalities in motion happening, and you can't tell me that wouldn't be sweet. You cannot tell me that would not be sweet.
Yeah, that would. You know what? That would work. If he does statues like those, I'd be down with it.
That's all I'm saying. So
Rob says Ramen Toys Musk is the best dial on the market for $249.99 early bird. Yes, it is. I did forget about that one. So Ramen Toys is doing a sewer street dial that's all for $250, which is not bad. It's a good price, and you can build on it.
Mm-hmm. I'm with that.
Damien says, Victor, as I said to Dante earlier, it would be great if someone says the Marvel Select line. Perhaps McFarlane would be suited to those scales. Yeah, unfortunately, it's like going out of business. Of course, declare bankruptcy, to say. But they're just doing people dirty, from what I hear.
Man, they're shirking all kinds of bills. We ain't got it. I'm sorry. And
from what I was told, like from what I read in the article, they were going after people like saying, "Hey, you owe us money," and they're like,
"Wow."
They're like, what invoice did you send us for this? Like, we can't find it. Like, what invoice are you talking about?
Yeah, send it back to us. Show me.
And it doesn't sound like they're showing. They're just like, "Hey, you owe us money."
Dang.
But I forget. I think it was it comicbooks.com? It was one of the websites detailing like how they were, I guess, letting stores go like, hey, okay, you can pay us a little bit later for this invoice.
Got you.
And I guess that was kind of like part of the downfall of it.
That's what happens when you push back the requirements for paying. It becomes harder when you need to pay. So yeah.
Robert says Storm refuses to make the women's. I'm trying to remember when Storm's making any of the women females from Mortal Kombat. I can't even remember anything that they did. Omega says 7 inches too much for me. Can't.
That's dirty.
Katara wins flawlessly. Yeah.
No. I'm telling you, that would be amazing.
Tom says Todd would be crazy enough to do that. All he has to do is make it McFarlane toy exclusive. That is true.
That would be huge. It would absolutely be huge. You talk about every Mortal Kombat fan ever, and then especially if he okay, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Where a couple of select choice characters, if he gets the license to Street Fighter, and they are having the fatality performed on them, big sellers. I'm just saying, if you took a
This is the only Street Fighter I need. Jada does a great job with this. I don't need Todd messing this up. These
fair.
before that was Soda. Then we had Storm. Now we got Jada. Soda and Jada have done the best job so far. Storm
I respect
did
it.
a good job. But Jada and Soda did it for everybody so they can walk.
Got you.
And these are amazing. And can't have Todd doing that. Can't have Todd disrespecting that.
That's too funny.
So somebody else getting into the turtle lane is Todd
Yep.
Strong with Page Punchers. Everybody at this point has a license. I could probably get the license for turtles if I said I want to make them.
Do it.
I mean, there's not like if Hasbro wanted to make like, can we make some turtle? Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. Let me see what you got. Do it. I mean, listen, it's a thriving franchise. I get it. You know,
you got NECA.
mm-hmm.
You have Super 7.
Mm-hmm.
You have Joy Toy.
Yep.
You got Todd now.
Everybody.
I'm trying to think who else. I know I'm missing another company. Playmates.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5 companies making turtle toys.
That's a bunch. Pick your turtles. Which one is yours? You know what I'm saying?
You can't go wrong. You'll be starting at the beginning most times. But you can't go wrong with them.
That's true. That's so true. So true. That's funny.
Oh my goodness! Like there's too many turtles.
Too many turtles. Never thought that we would ever be in a place where we'd have to say that. Too many turtles.
It's good for collectors,
right?
But man, what one do I want to collect?
I get it.
There you go. Haya is making turtles. No, man. Joy to like
everybody's got some turtles.
Everybody's
got some turtles.
Yes, exactly.
That's
all they showed was Leonardo.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that makes sense because turtles were in Injustice, weren't they? They weren't in Mortal Kombat.
I think I'm trying to remember.
I want to say they were in Injustice.
I can't remember. I don't think they were in Injustice. I know they were in one of the Mortal Kombat games.
Was it a Mortal Kombat game?
Yeah. I think so.
I mean, if they were in Injustice, it would make sense if they were in Mortal Kombat as well, because
they were in Mortal Kombat, and then they just put them in Call of Duty.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and it'll cost you $90 to get all their skins.
Ooh.
So
that's expensive.
Not yet.
That's expensive. Okay.
Yeah. I know you got to get out here real quick, so we'll just
I gotta get ready to head out.
I'm sorry. Strident says they were in Injustice too.
Okay. I thought so. But I mean, that makes sense because the same company was at NetherRealm did that in MK, so that makes sense. That might even be how Todd got their license for it as well.
Where is it? I think it's here. All right, so Four Horsemen finally announced the order for Beathor. Look, I could be pronouncing that incorrectly. But pre-order start March 7th for the Dragon for $550.
That's the Dragon? Oh my God, that's beautiful. That's incredible.
Saying a few pieces Information we know everybody's you've been waiting on: the price of Dragon, the funding goal to be ensured Bearther is produced, and how long the campaign will run for. The Dragon will be $550 during the campaign, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. Thank goodness I ain't got taxes in Delaware. Hey. The minimum order number needed to move into this figure to production is 2,000 units, but it's just beginning. We have some amazing stretch goals additions that open up at a higher levels once the minimum is met. The campaign will run for 1 month and will start on Friday, March 7th, 2025.
That's incredible.
No, Bart, there's no 3 of these. It's just one. This is 550.
For what? Listen, but that dragon looks dope enough that you could ride that. Like,
It's
I'm just saying that might be worth it.
yo. When they showed it at Legion's Con last year, they
Yeah.
had it on display.
Mm-hmm.
I was in awe because the wings were huge.
That's awesome.
Then they had the flame effect for it, which
There's a flame effect too. Okay,
yeah,
come
they're
on,
gonna
man.
have a flame effect
Listen.
with it.
Come on, Dante. Come on. That's an investment that's worthwhile, bro.
It is.
Listen.
That's why I was like, yo, I will have this.
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario. Worst case, you start an OnlyFans of you and this dragon just posing. You make your money back, bro. Dragons are big right now. You will make your money back tenfold.
This
And now
damn
you see what I'm saying? You know,
Ooh.
I'm just saying. Imagine dragons, baby. That's all.
I'm gonna be just like outside the land dance my dragon.
That's right. Would you ride a dragon? I'd ride a dragon so hard. That's all I'm saying. That's awesome. That's awesome.
No, it does not come with Khaleesi Omega. I'll just say, when you get 4 Horsemen figures, anything from 4 Horsemen, it's a great investment. You're doing right. They do listen. They do take into account like articulation and everything.
That's awesome.
I can't get mad at them. Like this is a must-have. And there's actually a different color dragon that's going to be. I think they're going to offer too.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible.
So, Bart, just because I have 3 Sentinels doesn't mean I can afford 3 dragons.
You basically have a master mold back there. You can afford the dragon. Like, come on.
We're now talking about over mortgage payment on this one. We're talking about more than a car payment for 3 dragons.
Oh, that's funny. That's
3
funny.
dragons is more than a car payment.
That is true. That's
Yo,
incredible.
for 550, I can deal with it not coming with a real flame effect, Amy. I can understand that.
That's
4
right.
Horsemen is doing it right. I like what they're offering.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that's
a lot.
I don't know where I'm gonna put it at because my G.I. Joe helicopter, his tank already taken the dining room table. They're already on
Okay.
there.
Okay.
This dragon's about the size of both of them.
So you put the dragon by the door, and it's essentially a watchdog. So now it's a utility dragon. So if somebody comes to the door that you don't like, you start grabbing your so hold on now. Hold on, don't get him. The dragon.
So he would have to go on the coffee table.
I mean, that sounds good to me.
And then I had to move my boy Spidey off of there.
That sounds good to me.
Poor Spidey. I love him. Stride says, I love the dragon, but I just don't have space for it. It'll end up in storage.
That's too funny.
Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you, Don. I said, go to my page. It should be pictures of it there. For damn, good Lord, that's like from last year, wasn't it?
Forgive me, I gotta run. But this has been an absolute. Oh my God! Look at that! Look at it! Come on, you gotta get a couple of those. Oh, the fire effect is everything. That's beautiful. I love that. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes. All right, Victor. Well, I'm going to wrap because I do want to go back to playing some Monster.
Tell the truth, shame the devil. I'm all for it.
Exactly. But if you all want to
Thank you so
join
very
us,
much for having me.
oh, well, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. We gotta do this again next time.
Yes, please.
And dissect some more Marvel movies. I'm trying to figure. You know what? I figured out a way we can do a watch party, but we have to do it on Discord.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, because YouTube will not let it, and neither neither will Twitch. So
Gotcha. All right. No, we'll find a way to make that work.
yes. If you want to come watch, I'll be streaming on Twitch, playing some Monster Hunter Wilds. Loving that game so far. There's too much story a little bit already, but I love just chopping down some monsters.
See you guys. Thank y'all so very much for having me. Dante, always a pleasure. Until next time, man.
All right, see you. Everybody, and I will see you if you're going to be at ZoloCon. I will be there tomorrow, so I'll see you all then. If not, I will see you all next week. Tune in next week because we will have TNT Company here talking about their space zombie space astronauts, and the Kickstarter starts tomorrow. So definitely go check it out, and you can ask all your questions with them when they join us next week. All right, so stay safe, have a good weekend, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Thank you.